It's finally happening. Jonathan Huberdeau is finally playing like the superstar he was in Florida and says he is at his best ever. After an underwhelming first 2 seasons in Calgary and an abysmal December last year, the Flames winger is finally looking like he's back in all-star form, and all signs point to him getting even better. So make sure you stay tuned for that reason, because it might not be what you expect. We're going to get into all that and more in this video, but first I want to welcome you to Flames Digest. I'm Mark Griffith. If you're new around here and you love the Flames, make sure you subscribe so you can stay up to date on all the latest news, updates, reports, and rumors revolving around your Calgary Flames. We would love to welcome you to the Flames Digest family, and I just have to say, this is a new microphone. Shout out to my brother for getting it for me for Christmas. He's a huge Flames fan as well. Hopefully it's sounding okay. Let me know if it's too loud, too quiet, anything down in the comments below. But let's get into Jonathan Huberdeau and how it is Huby's best ever. And that's not my words. That's not anyone else's words. Those are his words from himself. At his best ever. And keep in mind, this is a guy who once put up 115 points, set the record for, most assists by a winger in a season with 85, and ridiculous. But we have a great article to go to look at, just like you would have assumed from the thumbnail. It is from our beloved Eric Francis of Sportsnet. So let's hop into this. So Flames Notebook, Huberdeau feeling at his best after dramatic turnaround. Eric Francis released this one last night. Let's dive in. So last year at this time, Jonathan Huberdeau returned from the Christmas break still in search of his first point in December. It may have been the low point in his career. I completely agree. It definitely was the low point in his career. On Friday, he returned from a 5-day break with a radically different outlook and approach, thanks to a dramatic turnaround in his game. This is the best he has ever looked as a Flame for sure, but Huberdeau might think even more than that. I feel like I'm at my best ever, I would say, declared Huberdeau, whose struggles his first 2 seasons in Calgary prompted him to focus on being a more complete player. Especially on the other side of the puck, I've never really been the best at that, and I take pride in that. I'm having way more fun. Does this not show that to be at your best, all it takes is to have some fun? And we knew all along that Huberdeau, there were times out there where he looked like fun was at the very bottom of the words you could use to describe what he was having or how he felt like he was having any sort of fun. His season with Daryl Sutter, we know they kind of clashed heads a little bit, didn't go too well. He was having zero fun. Last year through the slumps, didn't look like he was having any fun. This year, his smile is back and he is playing so well. I think it's pretty crazy for him to say, I feel like I'm at my best ever. He's not saying I feel like I'm playing my best ever. He just feels like he's at his best ever, which is wonderful to hear. We have nothing but love for Huby, and we really hope that he truly is at his best ever and really starts playing more and more like this, more consistently, and just really well, because it has been a pleasure to watch him play lately. And still, it's so funny every time Sharangovich says his name, Jonathan Huberdeau. I gotta start saying it like that. Shout out Sharky. But the resurrection of his game coincides with his reunion with Nazem Kadri on a productive top line that has seen him score 5 goals and 11 points in 9 December outings this year. Funny what happens when you kind of put your best players together, but it is true. Putting together of Kadri and Huberdeau has done wonders for both their games, but specifically Huberdeau. With 13 goals so far, he's on pace to eclipse the 30-goal mark for the 3rd time in his career. His 25 points are a long way off the 115-point pace that earned him an $84 million deal in Calgary, but his improved play has played a big role in putting the Flames in a playoff race few believed they were capable of challenging for. So not only is this better for Huberdeau, but of course that means it is also better for Calgary. I'm not trying to be somebody else, said Huberdeau, whose goal totals the last 2 years in Calgary combined for just 27 finishes. There's been some tough stretches, and I just took that and tried to learn from the game, and I think I learned a lot from it. That doesn't mean there haven't been some anxious moments, including just before Christmas, when Huberdeau barely made it to the airport in time for a flight to Montreal that left just over an hour after the team's 6-4 win over Chicago. It was tight, smiled the Flames winger, who has maintained a lighthearted, refreshingly honest approach throughout his time in Calgary. So off the ice, maybe things aren't going fully well. Clearly it ended up being, he did make it back home for Christmas, which is good for him. And again, it just goes to show that he is having fun. He can be lighthearted about things. It almost seems like a completely different guy. And once again, we couldn't be more happy for him that he is, enjoying his time in this beautiful city. And really his play is starting to flourish. And he's really back to being the player that a lot of people expected him to be. Is the production quite at the same level? No. Are the numbers quite there? No. The stats aren't the same, but still, it is great to see an actual star play and play like a star. He's the flashiest player we've probably had since Johnny Gaudreau, and he's really starting to play really exciting hockey, and you can tell he is having fun. But you can expect him to maybe get even better because dad's strength is incoming. Yes, Jonathan Huberdeau is not a dad, but it could be very well on the way. So a little article here from the Hockey News' Steve McFarland. Flames forward, big announcement comes amid a hot streak. We just talked about the hot streak, but Calgary Flames winger Jonathan Huberdeau is set to become a dad for the first time. Hours after meeting with members of the media at the Saddledome, getting ready to head out on the road with the Flames, Huberdeau made a much bigger announcement via social media. He and partner Catherine Deschamps DeLongchamp posted a precious photo on Instagram on Friday, which was quickly liked by teammates, the Flames official account, and other players' significant others. If I show you the post here, I know it's a little small the way the graphics work in the generator, but if we lean in here, what does that say? Bébé Huberdeau en route, la plus belle des aventures qui nous attend. So, they're going to have a baby Huberdeau on the way. Such a cute photo there with the Christmas tree, the fireplace, the stockings, and then, of course, the little baby picture and the shoes. So congratulations to them. Congratulations to Huberdeau. They've got a little bun in the oven, which does mean that the natural phenomenon of, dad's strength is incoming. And it just seems like so many players play so well once they do have children, which is, again, could be a weird coincidence or there could be some science to it. But either way, congratulations to them. We obviously hope all goes well. And, let's kick it off with tonight's game. Finally, the Flames are back in action tonight after a very lengthy break, which is good for them. The Flames seem to be, it goes without saying, but they seem to be a very good team when they do get quite a bit of rest. So the Flames are finally back at 8 p.m. tonight, Calgary time, against the San Jose Sharks. So Wolfie playing against his hometown team. It's not confirmed that Wolf will be in net, but you can pretty much guarantee that he will be playing in net back near his hometown. So it should be very exciting to finally get to watch the Flames play again. Of course, the Flames chose Huberdeau as the graphic as well, which is super cool. So let's wrap this one up with the comment of the day, as we love to do here on the channel. It comes from yesterday's video, and this one kind of covered a lot of bases, which I really appreciated, and it came from good old CW Media. So he said, oh my goodness, that's really small for me. Habs just waved Primo, not Wayne. Of course, that means Caden. I wonder if Kane's going to pick him up. If they do, then it will be tricky to trade Vladdy, and don't think the market is very hot these days. Kind of true. We do hope that there is a market for Vladar as the trade deadline approaches, but we will see. I feel like we might have to give up a draft spot for him. KHL or walk-in free agency might work out better. Peltz and Dewar are playing well, and I'm truly, truly amazed by Dewar's speed. I think we can definitely utilize that. That's obviously talking about Kuzmenko, who was a big part of yesterday's video, and it is true. The Kuzmenko situation really has just sucked so far this year for Calgary, and I think a lot of people would rather have guys like Peltz and Dewar get to develop at the NHL level. For me, where do you put Barrie, Bean, Pahal, Ball, Andersson are playing well. I just don't know if he's a good partner for Weegs or not. Also, Huska and Conroy need to figure out a permanent partner for Weegs. And that is true. We've seen Miramanov with Weegs so far a lot this year, and Barrie just doesn't seem like he'd complement any of these or break up any of these deep pairings too much. And if he's not playing, he's not worth anything in the trade market. So it's so hard deciding who to play when it comes to trade value, when it comes to team success, when it comes to chemistry, when it comes to development. I know they have a lot on their hands, but we can hopefully trust in them to make the right decisions. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please subscribe like we saw here today, and have a wonderful rest of your day.